Hello everyone, welcome to Cornflower Crafts. I'm up in the craft room, and as you can see, I've been having some fun, and I just thought we'd hang out a little bit together. As you all might know, I don't do a lot of lives, and I think they're wonderful, but Handsome and we only got the hang of it once or twice, and believe it or not, and this is the truth, it was a very successful one. We had set it up as a tea party, and we had cake and tea and everything, real cake, by the way, and it was really cool. It was great, and YouTube took it down. It was doing really well, and YouTube took it down, and it's nowhere to be found. Not cool, but those things do happen at times. So anyway, I think that's a great way. I know Martha does a lot of lives, and Jovi. Jovi's lives are just full of fun. Martha's lives are fun too, but they're also, and she also is into coloring, and you get to hang with her while she's coloring and or doing artwork or working on a project. So a great way to just hang. But I haven't done a live, well, Handsome does them with me in a long time, and we only did a few, and one of them we got messed up with the direction of the video, and we were like, eh. But everybody was so sweet that was on the live. They said, just keep going, you know. Nice people out there. So, do you all ever do this? Do you all have items in your craft room which at one point you're just using them and using them and using them, and it's exciting, and you're just having so much fun, and then you find yourself going, eh. They get put on the side because you've got this new something, and then you grab that new something, whatever it is, and then you do that, and you do that, and you do that, and you know, for me, one thing that I don't do it all the time, because you all saw me use a punch when I was working on some tags not too long ago. But I'm talking about this kind of punches, and that is something that I still use, but a lot of times I go for my dies. And then there are a lot of people, a lot of you all, that say, I don't do punches anymore, I don't do dies anymore, I'm into my cricket, or as we say around here, cricket. I don't know, we say fun things like that. Anywho. So I had these scraps, and I was like, you know, remember, I've been on a kick, what is it, for a month now? Maybe longer, of build up your stash, build it up like cuckoo, you know, just keep doing and doing and doing. Well, do you ever get in that mindset, and then you're like, wait a minute, just stop. What have I been doing, you know, on a certain thing? My certain thing, y'all, was this button die, okay? This button die, I wanted paper buttons because of flat mail, okay? I wanted to decorate things, or because of my journals. Remember, my journals are not just alligator mouth. They're like the alligator mouth that's wide open. You know, I'm just like, keep putting stuff in, you know, and this is so much dimension, and this is, and I have been trying to be better about that, but then, as you all saw my pouches, there I go again, you know, build it up and build it up. But I like doing them, they're fun. But anywho, with this die, last night, I sat down here, I've counted them, because I only had the one, so I can only do it. I'm not one that will fold or cut my paper so that I will try to cut 3 or 4 at a time or something like that. I don't do that. I do one at a time. That's that. I did 31 of them, y'all. I was like, oh my goodness gracious. And I've got them over there, but I'm saving them for Pebbles Open Collab, which is on Monday. Let's do Die Cut With Me Mondays. So I did go ahead and thread my needle with some embroidery floss, and then took 2 strands and did my little, but I've only done it on 2 of them. One of them I'm going to use on something that we'll do together. We'll craft that together. And I've got this little stack of 31 buttons over there. It's hilarious. So I thought, you know what? I need to, what punch did I need? Oh, I know what I was thinking of. Oh, mercy, I put it back. Oh, boy. It's my favorite, one of my favorite punches ever. And it is this one. These stars, that punch, I tell you, you've got to use some muscle, okay? Because, let's do the stars like this. Because it embosses as it punches, okay? You see the embossing on those stars? It is so cool. And I don't remember where I got it, y'all. That one's Momenta. So, because I've had it for quite some time. So I was like, you know how I love embossed paper. I just adore it. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to get out my star punch and do some stars for my stash, okay? So, and grab, hopefully, you know, go over to you all, you know those little white locker bins that they have at Dollar Tree? That's what they're in. And that little opening in the front, that's where I put my scraps in. I just throw them in. I sort them out later. Once in a while, I'll just take everything out because it's almost full. And then I'll sort, you know, pinks, whites, blues, greens, you know, that kind of thing. But most of the time, it's like, I've got to dig through all this. And in a way, it's kind of fun, to be honest. So I grabbed my that punch, and I'm sorry I didn't keep it out. I'm surprised, but I didn't. And another one that I have, now this came up, this is really, really reflective, so I'm going to put it this way. This is Decop or Deco P. I don't know. This is from Amazon, and this does the same thing. My one from Momenta is designed this way, you know. And that one is this little BB. How fun is that one? It cuts, and it does, you know, emboss the center. The center is raised, and it embosses where it looks like the petals have little veins. I thought that was pretty sweet. With something like this, you can mix and match, as you know. You can put this one on the bottom, line up your centers like so, and hold on, get in the middle like that, and then you can do so many things with that. But so again, now this one, I had to move this glass mat so that I could do it over here, because it's just, the whole table shakes. You just have to hit it so hard, but for me, worth it. Worth it. And look how cute these are, y'all. They're just cute. They're just plain cute, aren't they? And you have to work it until you get the petals in the center of these petals. You all know all of this. And you can manipulate them. You can, let's do this one. Let's see. You can actually take your, oh boy, I've got glue on this. I've always got glue on this, actually. That's why it looks so ratty. You can take anything. You can take your tweezers and, you know, twirl it under. Give your petals some dimension. But again, remember, I'm thinking storage first off. You know, how I'm going to store them in my stash. And secondly, And you also know you can give them dimension this way when you start. Now, let's put that down, like so. Just taking all your petals like this, you know, and then putting another one underneath it. You can curl these even more. You can get out a thin bone folder and hit it here, see? And do it even more. So, go right down to the bottom of the petal. So, you all already know this. I think. Okay. So, and then we're going to pull these up some if you want the dimension. If you don't, that's fine too. And then you can put it like so. Keep the other one flat. Put your petals so they're in the middle of those. Like so. Or you can curl those back as well. There's just so many things you can do. You all know that. Okay, that's on that one. Then I got out my Fiskars one. I'm going to put my, I'll show you real quick. Then I'm going to put my hand because it's so reflective with this light right here. And this, I always put this back and just keep going. That one is this one. And as you know, you can ink them up, which I've started to ink with, what is that violet called? What is it? It's called Wilted Violet. That's it. And you can give those dimension as well, or just leave them flat. Like I said, I would go around in an ink, or with your markers, just go around, because this does have a white core. And then also you can do lots of fun stuff here. Speaking of fun stuff there, I grabbed this glitter. This one is a fine glitter. I have this, I keep this one in my craft room. This one I went hunting for. Y'all want to see? These guys I got, oh my goodness, years ago. 4 years ago or whatever, at Ross. When, if your Ross has one, nope, I gotta make the bigger one because they're chunky. Whoa! Look how beautiful that is. And these came in a whole set, a big set of them, and Ross makes the price so much better for us. And yeah, I really enjoy working with them, but a lot of the times with the chunky stuff, that sometimes goes on my fake bakes and stuff rather than something so small, you know. I'm gonna go over here and try to put my glitter back, and I can hear some of you say, this is why I don't like to work with glitter, because it gets all over. I agree. Oh well, I'll try to clean that up later. Yeah, I've got it. Whenever I do the floors, I find glitter in the most odd places. And I think to myself, well, maybe I had that on my shoes or something, my sandals. I don't know. Oh, this still doesn't want to come off my fingers. Okie dokie. Now, then this one, oh boy, this says Hobby and You. That means Amazon. And that's the size of it. It's small. But as you all know, I love doing flowers. I love doing flowers all year long, not just in the spring and summer. That's my thing. And I was thinking about this the other day. I was thinking, is that my thing? Because my mother was a floral designer and my sister as well. And I did a little bit of it, but not like them. Not at all. Nothing compared to all the hours and hard work they put in. But I just think they're beautiful, y'all. And I know quite a few of y'all agree with me on that. They're just stunning works of nature, and they give me joy. So that's why I thought, okay, do that. Now see how much fun. We've already got this one like this. And then these tiny little punches to put like so. I don't know if this was in frame or not, so that's why I brought it over. And like so. And I was, my glitter's still on. Back to the glitter. Another fun thing to do here, of course, either to get out your stickles, which a lot of us do. And that's why I don't use my regular glitter as much because of stickles. I'll be honest with you. How much easier is it to do this? But then again, think about it. Or maybe cleaner, let's put it that way. So, get out your art glitter glue. Put it there. Put the fine, for me, in this tiny little space, the fine glitter is better, I believe, than the chunky, because the fine glitter is going to stay right where you want it to. With the chunky, if you all work with chunky glitter, you've got to, and you want it in a tiny space, you got to try to manipulate it. Or go here, 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 you know, that kind of thing. So, anywho, so I'm playing with these after doing all those die cuts, playing with my punches last night. And the last one I did was the daisy one, and this is Hobby Lobby. That's Paper Studio. I take those out a lot because I always have to see where this is on my paper, because a lot of times it's scrap paper I'm working with, and so I need to be, you all know this yourselves, you need to be creative of your placement of your punch. And that's this one. And of course you can do your double white like so. Well, this, with this one, with the shape of these petals, it now see, it won't fit just any way in between. You've got to kind of, you know what I mean, you've got to kind of play with it till it like that, and it's like, oh, okay, there it is in between the other petals. Again, you can give this a lot of dimension if you want, don't have to. And then I just thought, how cute is that? You know, it's just a sweet little thing. Well, you all know I love gingham. And I've had that gingham paper, this one, for, oh mercy, 5 years or something like that. And this gingham paper I've had for just a couple of years. I got that off of an online site, therubberbuggy.com. I got that from them. So anyway, do you all ever do that when you're trying to build up your stash? You get on a, you know what I mean, you're a momentum yourself, and you just go, and then you're like, when am I going to stop? Especially if you have all that scrap paper just begging to be used, you know. But I wondered if you all did the same thing. I don't know if I mentioned, I had so much fun with this one, and I want to do buttons on cards and things like that, and in journals that doesn't give it as much dimension as a real button does, that I did go on Amazon, and today I'm supposed to get some more, and I will post that video on Monday so that I can tip my hat to Pebbles and her open collab. And yeah, that's what I wanted to show you all. I had something on my mind, but I try to make this channel as positive as possible, and to be honest, a lot of people don't stay to the end of my videos, and I understand that. We get notified, you know, how long people watch and stuff like that, and most people don't stay. Some do, and thank y'all for staying, but I understand when you can't too, or you've got 100 things to do, and watching videos you know, which used to be, gets a little less. And I understand that myself. I get it. I really do. But I had something happen yesterday that actually shocked me. And as you all know, I'm pushing 70, and a lot of things can't shock me anymore. I'll be honest with you. I have seen and heard since I was little, y'all. Since I was little, things that have upset me and shocked me to no end. But I got shocked yesterday, believe it or not, at Joann's, y'all. I can't tell you what was said to me because I never will repeat that. I repeated it once, and that was to tell Handsome, because, you know, your spouse, your significant other, the love, you know, your friend senses things when you're not, you know, when something's wrong. And after work, we always sit down and we have time to talk. And as a lot of y'all know, for the past few years, Handsome and I, a lot of times, are talking politics, and I mean heavy duty. And no, if you're asking yourself, do you all agree on everything political? No. Nope. In fact, Handsome and I don't agree on a lot of stuff in this world. But we respect each other's opinions. And this thing that happened yesterday, someone that worked at Joann's was listening to me speak. I was saying a few things, and of course, a lot of people, where are you from? And they say it, they don't say it like, well, where are you from? They're like, where are you from? Like, whoa. And I told them original, and then I moved here, and I moved here, and I moved here, and I moved here, and I moved, seriously, over and over and over, moved here. But even in a different country, I ended up, not in the beginning, but I ended up at the end, in the southern part of that country. I'm serious. It's like, so I had mentioned that, you know, almost wherever, even in the West, we were in the Southwest. So wherever I landed, it was almost always, except where I am now. And so it was like, well, I told her where I was from, but I've lived in many places, and da-da-da-da-da. And she wasn't busy at the time, so she had time to talk. And so she told me about where she was born and raised, was the Deep South, what we call the Deep South, and how she moved and was made fun of so much for her accent that she learned to drop it, you know. And you know, you have that talk. I've talked to you all about it before too, where you're like, yes, well, in school, our teachers don't say the rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain, but so we know, quote, unquote, how to speak, not proper English, but American English. You know what I'm saying. So, and of course, if you have a mom like I did, you she's always telling you to say it this way, even though she was a Georgia peach and had a slight accent. It wasn't a heavy one. So this woman thought that, we were talking about, I had mentioned that about speech and our teachers in English class and lit and all this stuff teaching us. And I left it at that. And then she said, well, you know, a relative of mine used to say, and she gave an example, and I'm like, okay, yes, I've heard that in the South before too. And then she leaned into me and she whispered another expression, and y'all, she shocked me because it was so full of hate that all I could get out of my mouth was, we never, ever said that. And she changed the subject, right, and she changed it right there. And I was like, I was so taken aback that I would normally say, could you please explain to me why you're giggling and smiling why you said those words? It's full of hate. Those words are full of hate. And there are times like that when you're like, I didn't know what to do or say, except for, we never ever said that, ever. But I was cordial to her before I left, because I start judging somebody, which we're not supposed to do, and they judge me back, and everybody's judging everybody else. And you can't go and get your mail out the mailbox without someone saying nasty something about you. So, but I guess I wanted to bring it up to y'all to see if something like that has ever happened to you. And I think the thing that shocked me, not more than anything, but doubled up on the shocking, was that she thought I'd be okay with it because I'm a Southerner. No. I will never be okay with that. And literally, I thank God for that. But anyway, if you have a chance, if you've stayed this long, then you do listen. And a lot of times you do give me your opinion, even if it's the opposite of mine. But if you've ever had someone say something to you that they thought you'd be okay with because of where you are from geographically, and it's not okay with you, if you could let me know down below, I'd appreciate it. I know I'm not alone on this one. But like I said, getting this old, a lot of things don't shock me anymore, but she shocked me. She really shocked me. And so if you have time. I try to end these videos on a high note. So let's just look at flowers. let's just look at daisies and pretty little, just cute flowers and leaves and stars and buttons and everything of that nature. I don't do this a lot, as you all know. I've been doing it lately because of the situation in my country. And those of you who aren't from the United States, I know a lot of you all, and one in particular, God bless your sweetheart. And I mean those words. I don't mean it in a negative, nasty way. I mean, thank you so much for letting me know that you're keeping an eye on this country, and you understand why some of us are like, whoa, there's a whole lot of hate going on, And that needs to change, y'all. That just needs to change. Not on this channel, on every channel and in the world. The hate needs to stop. It just needs to stop, And the thing is, when you say, well, I can't change anything, what can I change? We can change more than we think we can. You know what I mean? No matter what your faith is, to grab a hold of that faith, and ask for help and guidance and to help defeat hate, And I want to thank you all so much for joining me. And I want to thank you for listening to me. I do appreciate that, and I don't take it for granted. And I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening. Bye-bye, everybody. Take good care.